Hi guys, Steve Buzza here, and today's video is on things that stop you improving after having a lesson. And this video isn't about you having a bad experience with a lesson. This is with the assumption that the lesson you've had was good. But sometimes that's not enough to actually transfer into long-term improvement. So I'm going to pick 3 of what I think are the top reasons for why you might struggle to turn that into long-term improvement. The first one is you have a bad round and you kind of take that negativity as, well, the lesson didn't work, so you either stop doing it completely or you start looking for other answers that complicate the process of improvement. So when you have a lesson, you're not going to feel that comfortable initially because you may have had some changes, but you need to really focus on the changes themselves rather than the outcome. So it's so easy, and what I see so much, and I've had it a lot, where I get such good feedback from my customer, the guy that or girl that had the lesson, but then they go out on the course, and this might not be initially. They might have a great round the first time, and then it's okay for a few rounds, and as soon as they have that bad round, it's almost they panic, and then they give up. Or what I see more so than giving up is they take what was quite a clear idea of what they needed to work on, they start adding bolt-ons, and they add loads of 2-3 more things to try and make sure it works all the time, and that is not how the golf swing works. So as a result, they see a decline, and then they go down a path that's not really where the coach wanted them to go, and certainly not where they need to go. So the bad round, and it might be the first round after, but a lot of the time it's not. It's 2-3 rounds after, and it really confuses the golfer to the point they overcomplicate. So that's the first one. The second one is there's a reorganization of the swing. So what I tend to see is if you've got a problem, so let's say you've got a big problem in the backswing, your downswing has to have something in there to try and counter that, so you can hit shots and you can make contact, more importantly. So I'm not saying that, well, if you do that and do that, it all adds up to okay shots. It's probably going to allow you to hit the ball, probably not to your ability, maybe not to the consistency that you require, but it's allowing you to hit the ball. As soon as you come in and start changing one thing, your body doesn't realize that it needs to change the other, or that other movement's not needed anymore. So what can happen is you have a little decline in your performance before it improves. You know, the example I like to give is if you went in the gym and lifted heavy weights, you wouldn't be upset if you tested how much you can lift after the session and found that you'd got weaker or appeared to be weaker. You know, you're going to rest for a couple days and then you're going to see the results at a later date. That's exactly what happens with your golf swing. So don't be worried if you're making good changes and then the outcome isn't particularly good to start with, because once you start organizing there, the other stuff might disappear on its own. You know, you don't need to start working on everything. Keep your focus and the key things that you were told in your lesson, and then the other stuff, hopefully it will reorganize itself. So after not a long period, you know, a short period of time, but you'll then start seeing those results without having to work too much on it. You know, this links very much with the bad round experience that I gave earlier. We're left with the last one, and I think this is what has destroyed more golf games than anything else: trying to be perfect. So your coach might realize, and let's say they've got a launch monitor and they see that you're swinging excessively to the left. That doesn't mean that you have to now swing completely neutral before you can start hitting good shots. If you swing 10 degrees to the left and in your lesson you can start swinging 5 to the left, you'll find that your golf swing is probably so much easier to manage, so you can play great golf. I see so many golfers, they go out and go, well, that's not good enough for me, I need to get it back to 0. So now I don't want to hit it ill fed, I want to hit it dead straight, because if I hit it dead straight, that's where I'm going to get my consistency. And that's not my belief at all. You know, a good instructor is going to find the problem, and they're going to give you solutions so you can manage that problem and you can reduce your tendency. So if you have a tendency to swing a little to the left or a lot to the left, giving you feeling so that tendency becomes less, then you become more manageable. You can manage your golf swing better on the course, so you then get more consistent. the consistency then gives you lower scores. You don't have to take it and see, oh my God, I can't believe I do that, I need it to be perfect, because it isn't how it works. You see tour pros, you know, there's a lot of tour pros that have tried to make swing changes to try and become perfect. You know, when actually what made them as good as they were is they were able to manage their swing, the signatures in their swing. You know, take a Colin Montgomery that hits a lil fade, take a Bubba Watson that hits a massive big fade and a big draw. If he goes, well, that's not good enough, I need to be perfect, I need to be dead straight, dead neutral, these guys are not going to perform to the level they're capable of. The same applies to you. You know, find out what your tendencies are and then work on things in lessons or when you're practicing to make them manageable. I promise you, if you can make them manageable, you're going to play far better than if you put the burden on yourself that you have to get it completely correct, 100% perfect, before you can go out and shoot good scores. You know there's loads of different ways to play this game well, and we know it's not a game of perfect. It's not how golf works, so don't put that burden on you. So these are my three, and I think, like I said, there's nothing about not having lessons. It's not saying that there's coaches out there that are giving bad lessons. I think some coaches out there give great advice and they really target the problem, and then because of the way golf is, that golf course, it's a nasty little bully at times, and it makes us then overthink and it makes us go away from the path we've been put on. Keep it simple, really just work on those feelings. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. You will hit the odd bad shot, we all do, but if you can keep that focus, keep that clarity that you've got from the instruction that you've got, you'll gradually keep improving. And the thing is with improvement, it isn't just a nice straight line. It will have its ups and downs, but as long as you feel like you're going in the right direction, over an extended period, and sometimes that period doesn't have to be years, doesn't have to be months, could be a few weeks. If you keep working towards that goal, I promise you're going to start hitting better scores, and more importantly, you're going to enjoy your golf more. So I hope this helps. Get some comments down below. Do you feel like there's other reasons why a good golf lesson hasn't allowed you to shoot better scores? Love to hear what you got to say. Hope to catch you soon.